The question's not, do you like dragons? The question is, how many dragons can you stuff into a deck? Tarkir Dragonstorm is now here, and we get to reap the benefits of awesome new cards in a meta that's been pretty brutal. I'm not gonna lie. I say that a lot. I think what I mean by that is just the amount of just meanies, just mean people. They want to win, and I want to win at the same time, and they think their winning is more important than my winning, and I can't believe it. Magic the Gathering has a new set called Tarkir Dragonstorm, and of course, as you would expect, there's going to be a lot of new dragons in this set. You just can't go wrong with dragons. I'm sorry, you can't. And there is no going wrong with dragons. It's one of the coolest creatures types I'm aware of. Look, goblins and elves are pretty cool creatures, okay? Don't get me wrong. I love me some goblins and some elves, but there's just never going to be a day where dragons are not cooler. And having one or two dragons in your deck is enough awesomeness to make anyone happy. But here we get to try many different dragons, and that's what's fun. Diving into Sultai today with a pile that I've seen a few other creators dabble with, and I thought I would give it a try because it seems like a really fun way to experience some of the dragons that Tarkir is offering. So I would say this deck can struggle against aggro, but what deck doesn't struggle against aggro? I mean, it's always a race, and hopefully you kept the right hand. This deck has the ability to wipe the board in many different ways, several different ways, and there's some pretty good spot removal as well. We can target things directly. I'm introducing Bitter Triumph into this deck list because I'm tired of not being able to remove planeswalkers. I think we're at the point in the meta where just about every deck is going to be running planeswalkers, especially with the introduction of Ugin back into the mix. And which, by the way, if you can run 4 Ugins in this deck, please do that. I do not have enough wild cards at the moment. I mean, have you seen the stock market? Have you seen the stock market? How am I supposed to buy gold if I can't buy any gold? So yeah, Ugin is an absolute must-have. It's just a really fun card to play and an awesome planeswalker. Of course, it's 7 mana, and we're not utilizing the colorless aspect of his feature set. We're still able to exile a target permanent whenever he comes in, and just being able to draw cards and gain life at the same time. 4+2. It's just, yeah. I mean, come on. He's not even a dragon, but I mean, come on, he is basically a dragon. He's not technically a dragon as far as creature type, but I mean, you know, it's Ugin. Really what we're looking for with the Ugin is just the draw card aspect, but also the adding mana. Because a lot of our mana curve is in the high tier, like, you know, is pretty high if you haven't noticed. But dragons are always expensive. There's really never any cheap dragons. So he's definitely fun. You don't have to have 4 of, but I recommend it. He's just a great card. What you do absolutely have to have 4 of is Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. It's a land. It's awesome. It can be sacked to search your library for a dragon, and you put it in your hand. Well, guess what? Our dragons do all kinds of things. So we want to be looking for Scavenger Regent so that we can cast the Omen and destroy the board, or we can just throw them out there. I have 1 of on the Scavenger. I recommend adding more. I had to add a Quarcy Revenant. I didn't have to, but I just liked the card. I should be throwing a dragon into the mix, but in these colors, these are probably the better options. There are some cheap ones that are running, you know, uncommon or common. This particular part of the deck is where, you know, you can sub out things, other dragons or other cards that are good in the 3-drop spot. I'm trying to keep it in that territory because obviously it's the only 3-drop. I was running slashers in this slot, but it wasn't bad. Just didn't necessarily synergize, at least with flying. This makes a little bit more sense. Not a huge deal. I mean, if you don't have all of your Bloom Vines, or if you don't have all of your Sagu Wildlings or Disruptive Storm Broods, just fill in what you can, but obviously the better the value. And then if we can trigger up the Beanstalk, that's going to be a plus as well. That's why most of the mana curve is at 5 or more. And then of course with the land, we're just running, we're not running anything crazy, just some cottages and some verges. 2 more cards I wanted to call out real quick. Dispelling Exhale is awesome because we're going to have dragons, and so we just basically reveal a dragon, whether it's on the board or in our hand. And the counter spell for 2 is a really high value because you know, having to pay 4 is just typically going to be a problem. And then Caustic Exhale, same idea. We can behold its removal for 1. And yeah, great cards. A lot of fun. So I've been really excited for this set, and I didn't want to spoil anything. So typically I would be researching cards beforehand. I was, you know, I'm not involved in any of the pre-release that Wizards has going on. So I just thought, you know what, I don't get access to the cards. I can look, but I'll just wait and see what happens when I step back into Arena. I know my video release schedule isn't important on the grand scheme of things by any means. However, I ended up losing my brother, and I may or may not post a video about that on another channel that I have. I may share that, but so yeah, I like figuring out what's in a set as I discover things and run into things. I may see something on the ladder and go, okay, that's a new card, and why is it so good? And then I'll realize, oh, and then, you know, that's how my mind works. Otherwise, it's too much information for me. I start trying to do too much. And then, of course, the ultimate restriction is my wild card situation. So I have to pace myself. But don't worry, I got this. So on that, let's check out some dragons and have some fun. It's the Mewtwo Brew Crew, so watch out. All right, I see up to Beanstalk, so I'm all about it. Such a good card. You may have seen it before. Okay. Well, let's do it again. Seems like a great idea. Anti-flying, I see. Mardu Siegebreaker. What a lot of interaction for just an attack. Well, I know this isn't in the final playlist, but here it is. Okay, I think we can stabilize if we're lucky. Unless they just have removal. Like a ton of it. We should be able to get a grip on the situation here. I will behold this dragon in my hand. I can draw 3. That's nice. I'm not gonna get punished for it here, so we already have a cottage. Now I love cottage, but man is it expensive to activate for good reason. More Strike Masters. Well, this spot removal is working out pretty well for us. You wouldn't, at first glance, it just doesn't seem like we have much removal, but we have enough. And I always say this about Slasher, but I like them as a distraction. Like the opponent kind of has to deal with it. It's not something you can just ignore, even though it's a 2/3 whoop-de-doo. But man, it forces removal, it forces decisions, and That's what I like about it. So that way, it's like, hey, look at this hand while I punch you with the other. Or it's just drawing, you know, drawing out their hand. Got to see our counterspell in action. And anytime you cast a Planeswalker and get to draw 2 cards, it's a good feeling.
I'll show you city seekers how we handle things in the wild.
So there's nothing on their board that we can remove.
We adapt to any situation.
So we'll find more creatures. I don't know what the right answer is here, which is kind of a good thing. Means we're probably pretty set. All right, down to 9. Now they have a lot of mana, and there's an Atali. But you know what I say to that? I say no. I don't think they expected another counter spell. Glad we had it. I guess the order doesn't matter too much. They're tapped out. Might as well practice good priority, I suppose. Alright, we've still got our land rolling. We're thinning our deck.
You share this city with.
We've got dragons. We're good to go. They have 3 health. That's just rude. That's just rude. They did that on purpose. They knew what they're doing. Alright. That was awesome. Zyal. Get to go first. Well, this could be a mirror match, possibly. We'll see. I like the beanstalks. I mean, who wouldn't? Nice having a counterspell. I don't want them to go away, though. Now they see the power of beans. They're probably like, what? That's a lot of dragons. It's a lot of beans. Guess what? That's what you find when you climb up a beanstalk. They could not handle the beans. Alright, let's do this. I like my hand. It's pretty good. We've got Maelstrom. Nice. This is now with the Unstoppable Slasher removed. Not that it was a bad option. Dimir. This isn't true, but I feel like that's the most common deck that I'm playing against right now. It's honestly, it's a mix of everything, but I just feel like I play against this deck more than... Maybe it's because I just played a few of them in a row and I'm like, okay, wow. And then really, I've played against Dimir just as many times as aggro or anything else. Okay, at least we're hitting our land. So it's always good to have this turn's land and next turn's land, if you know what I mean. Okay, I don't think Deadly Cover-Up's going to be very useful here. It's kind of the problem with big creatures or, you know, decks like this. They're not, if they're not taking over quickly, then they're going to be dealt with. Ramp. Gotta love it. Dragons love gold and they love land. So they can put more gold. Be careful whenever you do select your basics. You know, it's one of those things. I've had a few instances where I didn't have blue for my counter spell, and it sucked. So just be mindful of that. That's just basic magic, but it's it's easy to screw up. Okay, we're good on blue. That's one thing I've noticed with this deck. I want to do things with it. I mean, drawing cards is definitely fun. Sometimes it's hard to know which dragon would be best, but I mean, when there's nothing on the board to interact with, I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Should have played Cottage, I guess, get that going. Do I actually get to attack? Huh. I mean, I have another one. I can just put it on the bottom. Not really a big deal. Hey, we get to draw more cards at least. All right. Stocking up. Yeah, that's a good card. I think we're both stocking up. Ooh, another Maelstrom. I should probably be utilizing that more. I don't necessarily need cards. I mean, I don't know what answers I'd be going for, just casting more dragons, but I'm sure I can slow roll. I mean, that's what's happening. I'll play to the wind. Or I can just go get more dragons. It's too bad Ugin is not. That would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous. I mean, what is he, a serpent? Dragon? I mean, at what point is he so much of a dragon that he just is a dragon and I can select him? Deadly cover-up. Interesting. I don't... I might as well use this. I can. I mean, I'm not afraid of losing this 4/4, but I don't want them to grab or disable anything. Seems like a pretty good counter. I mean, it's not just a board wipe. And of course, because I did that, they're probably going to throw off their Planeswalker with full protection. Thank you for letting me cast that.
This'll be over quick.
There was some pretty good stick over there.
Those that survive are stronger for it.
I agree, Vivian. I agree. Everything you just said. Okay, at least we're continuing the pressure on their face. Could have a counter spell here. If so, I'm okay. Well, or they'll just exile. Oh, hello.
I don't mind a scuffle.
I don't mind a scuffle either. Well, since it's the only land we have, I guess we'll play it. I like this. Forces the... oh, of course, they had another one. I was thinking the Fountain Port, but I don't think they had enough mana. There's a lot of death happening. But at least they're having to respond to us and not the other way around.
Oh, I've made lots of friends in this town.
Well, don't go bragging about it. I keep thinking lemon meringue when I see Meringue River. Meringue River Regent. What a name. So this thing's a problem. I am not a fan. Ha! Okay. Disabled. Draw. They were able to float a land, though. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. There's that planeswalker I was talking about.
You cannot win. All your hopes
My cards.
were for nothing.
Well, we don't have planeswalker removal. Just checking. We may not need it. I just need the Restless Cottage. Duh. Sorry. Sorry. When you have lethal and you didn't realize it. I mean, with that many beanstalks, I have to try this, right? Oh, okay, I'm getting punished. I deserve this. But hey, we can get some land. So we've got all green in our hand, minus the counter spell. And then black. We've got black solve 4. Okay, of course it's aggro. Oh man. Oh. A counter spell. I don't want a counter spell. I want removal. Wait a minute, I should have cast the caustic. Okay, that's pretty good, but I think we may be up against the ropes here. Maybe too slow. Oh yeah. Oh boy. Okay, I'm half dead and maybe dead next turn. That sucks. Well. We can hope that, yeah, we can hope that that happened. It didn't. It doesn't matter. I mean, we could make it to the next turn, but X scavenger for 2 on X. It's not gonna be enough. Darn it. Well, this is what I get for keeping the hand that I did. If only I knew they were playing aggro. Oh well. Okay, I get to go first. I will take it. We got Beanstalk, we've got some removal. Late game removal. At least we have something on our 3. Of course we can't cast it. That is why you should put a dragon in this 3 slot. Or, you know, not even have anything in the 3 slot. Okay. Another Maelstrom. So we're going all in on dragons. I mean, that's what we wanted to do. Get lost on up Beanstalk. Authority of Consoles. I should plus, but
how we handle things in the wild. Never forget who you share this city with.
Sending a message. They took out my enchantment. I'm taking out their artifact or enchantment. Okay. Oh my gosh. Another one. It's like we have 4 of these in our deck. You're supposed to shuffle.
Life is tenacious, isn't it?
I mean, I will take a normal land, if you will. Good old-fashioned, not creature-specific land. So something to note, you can cast or trigger the Maelstrom at any point. Doesn't have to be on your turn. Yay, this is why we have the Bitter Triumphs. Although it doesn't matter, he's going to be able to cast 5. X equals 5, which is no good for us.
I pull one thread, and your entire mind unravels.
You put Planeswalker removal in your deck, and then you go up against the Planeswalkers that get all their value in one fell swoop. Another Vivian. Okay. Well, let's draw some more. Let's help them mill us.
You have your family. I have mine.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the best play here is. I mean, map tokens, can't use Maelstrom. Could draw 1. Seems silly. Okay, at least they're using it on
Not again.
Planeswalkers we have more of. Are you sure you want to tap your own creature? Sure, why not? Like I said, let's help them mill us. I do need to rein that in a little bit, probably. You changed the equation. Okay, they got 1 mana up. There's only so much they can do. Okay. Man, I feel like I never get to do spot removal. It's either like I was playing against a bunch of control. Not complaining. I am struggling. I'm struggling to figure out what the approach should be. Okay. So they do have a counter spell. I should have assumed. I should probably have used a token, a map token. Nothing, huh? Okay. Well, I would love to cast Ugin, but I'm sure they are sitting on another counter spell. So let's see if they have removal. There we go, that's a good one. Turns into a 3-turn clock. And where's my cottages? This makes it lethal next turn if they can't remove or counter. Oh yeah, never mind. Authority of the Consuls for the win. Okay, so they're searching. Let's see if they got it. Nope. All right. Dragons.